Good day everyone, we're the presenters of PCED-02-401A Group 5, and for today we're going to tackle about the risky behaviors of adolescents. First is unprotected sexual activity. What is sexual activity or sexual intercourse? Specifically, it involves penetration, especially the insertion of men's erect penis into a woman's vagina. Also, I would like to add that sex is normal if it is agreed upon by the both sides, if it is safe, as long as we have morality, and if it is not illegal. Also, we have consequences of unprotected sexual activity. First is the unwanted pregnancy and or teenage pregnancy, and the other one is the possibility of catching sexually transmitted disease or STD and HIV. Lastly, according to DOH, from January 1984 to October 2020, there were 81,169 HIV and AIDS cases, and among them, 96% of them were all male. And also, on the other hand, the Philippines has one of the highest adolescent birth rates among the ASEAN member states. Recent World Bank's data shows that the Philippines has 47 births annually per 1,000 women aged 15 to 19, higher than the average adolescent birth rates of 44 globally and 33.5 in the ASEAN region.
What is sexting? Sexting means using your phone, computer, or camera to take or send sexy messages or images, usually selfies. 2.5% of sending sexual photos among 10 to 17 years old to a high about 80% for receiving sexual texts among young adults. So how to explain to them to teenagers? Encourage your child to think about what could happen if she broke up or fell out with someone who had sexual images of her. For example, that person might share the sexual images to get revenge on your child. You could also explain that once images are on the internet, they can be very difficult to remove. It is also important to help your child understand the legal consequences of sexting. A good way to protecting your agers from sexting risk is to explain your child that sexting is a sexual activity.
One of the risky behaviors of the adolescents is smoking. Most of the adolescents tend to do this behavior for many reasons. One of those is peer influence. Teenagers try to smoke with friends because they think it will make them cool, or maybe they have seen it with their parents, or their parents didn't tell them earlier that it's not good. With regards to gender, most of the study shows that girls are more likely to be influenced by the positive sides of smoking. But there are also signs that girls do this out of rebelliousness, but smoking is done with both genders.
Binge drinking. Binge drinking is a practice of consuming large quantities of alcohol in a single session, usually defined as 5 or more drinks at one time for a man, or 4 more drinks at one time for a woman. About 90% of the alcohol consumed by youth under the age of 21 in the United States is in the form of binge drinking. Next is, binge drinking could lead to alcoholism. Alcoholism has been known by a variety of terms including alcohol abuse and alcohol dependence, that it's referred to as alcohol use disorder. What causes it? Alcohol use disorder typically develops gradually over time. It's also known to run in families. What are known risk factors? A mental health problem such as depression, anxiety, or schizophrenia. Here, there's a graph wherein it said that males consume more than 25% of the population per capita. And there's also policies and interventions that has been applied.
Illegal substance abuse. It is something that you should not take lightly. It differs from addiction. Many people with substance abuse problems are able to quit or can change their unhealthy behavior. Addiction is a disease. So what are the commonly abused drugs, both legal and illegal drugs? Alcohol, prescription over-the-counter medicine, heroin, cocaine, marijuana, cigarettes, and other tobacco products. So this is a demographic profile of drug abusers in the Philippines. So most commonly abused drugs in the Philippines is methamphetamine, hydrochloride, or commonly known as shabu. So World Drug Report 2019, 35 million people in worldwide suffer from drug disorders, while only 1 in 7 people receive treatment.
The next one is dangerous driving. Foreign study shows that male teenagers are more prone to accidents due to these causes. The first one is inexperience and immaturity, the next one is distracted driving, and the last one is involvement of alcohol. Local studies also found out that ages 15 to 17 are prone to car crashes because they stated that the human brain that reads risk and controls impulsive behavior isn't fully developed at that age.
Engaging in violence. Nowadays, the term violence is becoming more common, especially in adolescence, a stage where adolescents trying to find their own identity in society, which they often involve in risky behavior. And according to the WHO organization, they stated that 200,000 children between the age of 10 to 29 years old die each year, and one of the causes is homicide. And in the Philippines, statistics study on violence against children. This study resulted that 1,000 of children are robbed of their childhood and suffer lifelong developmental challenges as a result of violence. And these are the types of violence: homicide, slapping, hitting, bullying, physical assault, robbery, and sexual assault.
Next topics are solutions. First, take time to actively listen means paying close attention. 2. Set clear rules about behavior, for example, family rules. 3. About broken rules, have a brief and fair consequence. 4. Encourage self-reflection. Explain why you're doing it. 5. Try to be a positive role model because it is a way to guide your child's behavior. 6. Take your child seriously.
So today I will be discussing the preventions on how to avoid multiple risky behavior among adolescents. And this is according to the study of Mary A. Turjan, Christine M. Andrews, and Christine Anderson Moore entitled Preventing Multiple Risky Behaviors Among Adolescents, 7 Strategies. The first strategy is to support and strengthen family relationships. The next one is to increase connections between students and school. The third one is to make communities safe and supportive for children and youth. The fourth one is to promote involvement in high-quality out-of-school time program. The next one is promote the development of sustained relationship with caring adults. Next is provide children and youth opportunities building social and emotional competence. And then provide children and youth high-quality education during early and middle school. That would be all. Thank you.